Stryker tells me you were doing some investigating for my husband.
That's right, I was.
Ryan says it has something to do with the problem of World Oil?
Yeah, in tanker leasing. Alex wanted me to travel around to several different ports and just nose around, see what I could come up with.
Is that what you were doing in New York?
Well, no. In fact, I went to New York to hear Elena sing. New York wasn't even supposed to be part of the investigation. But then Elena got kidnapped, and you read about the rest.
What does Elena being kidnapped have to do with the investigation Alice sent you?
Well, it turns out that the ship that Elena was being held captive on was one of our boats.
Tanker belonged to World Oil?
Yeah. It's being leased from us from Lawrence Petroleum. Now, that's owned by two men, Jim Lawrence and Pete Parnell.
Oh, come on in.
Where do you want it, ma'am?
Well, I wanted you to put it on the bed, but I was hoping you'd help me throw away the old one first.
No problem. We'll just put this one up against the wall right here.
Right. Now, the old one is right back around here.
Where do you want us to put this old one?
There's an area right behind the apartment building where they pick up the trash. You know, I don't know why I feel guilty about buying a new mattress, but I do. I haven't told my husband yet.
Oh, people do it all the time. And once he sleeps on this new baby, he won't know what counting sheep means.
This old mattress is getting so lumpy. I was having backaches.
Well, tell him backaches are dangerous for a woman in your condition.
That's right. You see, it's literally falling apart. I mean, look at it. And we even haven't had it that long, you know? They just don't make things the way they used to.
Well, that may be, but we don't get many complaints about Super King here. Now, don't you worry. Your husband's going to like it just fine.
I hope so.
Jim Lawrence has been doing business with Alex for years. They even play golf together. And I met Peter Parnell the other day when he stopped by the house to see Alex. I don't see the connection. I thought you told Stryker that this might help Dennis in some way.
Well, I think that it could. You see, this whole business with the boat is just a coincidence, but what isn't a coincidence is the sailor that abducted Elena. Now, he worked on that tanker.
Well, yeah, I read something about that sailor a couple of weeks ago. Has a tattoo on his arm?
A sea serpent. His name is Foster, Joe Foster.
I'm sorry, but I still don't see the connection to Dennis.
Well, I'm getting to that. Joe Foster admitted to Elena on the boat that he was the one who killed Bernie Stokes.
Didn't Elena find his body, too?
Yeah. She knew him from the coop because he worked there. Bernie worked there with Chris Shaw. Now, the police think that Bernie and Chris were mixed up in drugs somehow.
Well, Dennis certainly never had anything to do with that.
No, but this Joe Foster did. Now, Elena tells me that he was involved in a drug ring.
What are you trying to say?
Well, this may sound very far-fetched, but I mean, if it's going to help to get Dennis off the hook.
What's your theory, Ricky?
Okay, well, Elena met Joe Foster in Houston at the coop. Now, Chris Shaw owns the coop. So what I'm saying is that I think maybe Joe Foster might have been the one who killed Chris Shaw.
Vivian!
Julia, you're home. How did things go at the hospital?
They went fine.
Well, did you convince Dr. Douglas that Mr. Wheeler could stay at home?
I most certainly did, although not without a struggle. I just don't understand why those doctors can't see that they don't know everything there is to know about treating people.
Mrs. Wheeler.
Doctoring is not relegated solely to the medical profession.
Mrs. Wheeler.
And Vivian, I also had a talk with Stryker while I was at the hospital about Dennis.
Dennis?
Yes, and Stryker took me to see one of Alex's employees, Ricky Decker. Now, do you remember reading in the papers recently about all that mess with Elena Decker, about her being abducted in New York?
I guess I did. Why?
Because Ricky is Elena's brother, and he thinks that the man who kidnapped Elena might also be involved with the Chris Shaw murder, that he might actually be the one who killed Shaw.
Dennis killed Chris Shaw.
Vivian, you must never say that again, ever. We don't know that.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Wheeler, but you did find a paperweight, and it was covered all over with blood, and it was laying next to his hand.
Yes, I did. But it's very possible that someone may have planted it there, to make it look like Dennis had killed Chris Shaw. After all, Dennis was drunk that night. He doesn't remember what happened.
It's possible.
What's wrong with you? I thought you'd be jumping for joy when I told you the news.
I'm worried about something.
Is Alex all right?
Yes. It's about something that I've done. It's something that you've told me not to do. And I'm hoping that you're not going to be mad with me, Mrs. Wheeler.
What in the world are you talking about?
I have let a stranger in to see Mr. Wheeler, and he's in there now.
You what?
He's in the sunroom with him now.
Vivian, I told you under
I know
no
you
circumstances.
told me this.
Vivian. Who are you?
I'm Grant Wheeler, Alex's brother.
I just hope it wasn't a mistake not telling Billy Joe about this new mattress. Just a minute.
Hi, remember me?
You're the electrician.
Yeah. I gotta check your wires again.
Oh, there's nothing wrong now. It went on as soon as you left the other day.
Yeah, I know, but see, it seems to be a problem in the other apartments on this side of the building, so I'm here to check your wires again, too.
Look, you know, it's just not a good time.
This is right. There's a short, and I didn't find it.
Well, you're going to have to wait till my husband gets back.
Well, sure, I can wait. About an hour or so, I'll go have lunch and come
It's
back.
going to be more than an hour or so. You're going to have to wait until tomorrow.
Mrs. Wright, this affects other tenants. Now, I don't mind waiting a bit, but they paid their rent, too. We got to give
I'm sorry, you'll have to wait. What are you doing?
You can't wait.
Maggie's, that's where I've seen you. You're not an electrician, are you?
You got a good memory. But if you're smart, you'll forget all that.
You're the sailor that kidnapped Elena.
Now, look. I know you're pregnant.
Don't hurt me.
I don't want to hurt you. But your husband's got something that's mine, and I want it.